Namaste and welcome to Om Shanti Yoga's video channel. And this is week 3 of this mini-series on yoga after brain tumor surgery. And before we get started on week 3, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update of where I'm at. I'm filming this today on day 23 after brain tumor surgery. Absolutely crazy, but I'm doing really exceptionally well. I'm personally way ahead of where I should be in terms of my healing. Just to give you an idea in terms of daily activities I can do inside the house, pretty much anything I was doing before. I'm still restricted to not lifting more than 10 pounds. I still have a little bit of difficulty putting my head down, but other than that, daily life inside the house works pretty well. What I'm struggling with is there are too many things going on at the same time, too many voices, too many people talking, too many requests at the same time. I get very quickly overwhelmed. I don't do very well in cars, driving to different places, especially if it's a road with many lanes and a lot of things going on. I struggle at times staying focused on something. So for these yoga videos, I still don't have any background music on. If you would like to have music, feel free to put some music on. And you'll see me still glancing on the back of the camera because my big whiteboard is there. It just gives me my sequence that I've written out there, just because I still have a hard time staying focused. Physically, I'm doing mostly very well. I'm not sleeping well. I have a really hard time falling asleep and staying asleep. And for the last 2 days, I've had a little bit of a headache right around where the incision area is. The incision is healing very nicely. It is itching like crazy, and over the last 2-3 days, it's been hurting quite a bit. And I think that's just because the scab is pulling on some of the stitches and the scab wants to come off. So it's nothing that I can't manage with a little bit of Tylenol and vitamin E oil for the scar. But overall, week 3, I'm way ahead of where I thought I would be, and I'm very, very pleased with what's going on. So it will be still a couple of weeks before I'm super comfortable going outside, meeting people. It will be a couple of weeks before I start working on the computer again. Computers, screens, phones are very tiring to me. I get very quickly very exhausted and quite frankly sometimes confused in how to do things. So still some ways to go, but I'm super pleased with where we're at. So having said that, week 3 is very exciting for me. Week 3 is the week where I'm moving down on the mat for my yoga practice. I'm not using the chair anymore. Having said that, if you feel like you're not quite ready for this, go back to week 1 or week 2 and just repeat the yoga videos from there. Also, in terms of physical therapy, I was able to work up to a set of 3 sets of 10 in good form for the physical therapy from week 2, and I'm adding on. So this week's physical therapy video is basically an add-on to week 2. So if you're not quite there yet, just keep going on week 2 and add week 3 physical therapy later. Week 2 meditation was more on visualization of the healing process. I'm moving on for week 3 in adding more things to get the mind to focus. That's a major thing for me right now. I'm just staying attentive to something, staying focused on something, not getting so easily distracted. So that's where the focus of my meditation is this week. So, as always, take it slow, clear with your medical team what you can and should be doing. And if I guide you through anything here, if I do anything that doesn't feel right for you, feel free to modify it, feel free to pause the video or take a break. Feel free to skip some things entirely. Do what feels good for you and honor your own healing journey. So for the yoga practice today, I'm using 2 blocks. You can order these blocks off Amazon for pretty cheap. If you don't have any blocks at home and you don't want to order them, big books might help. I've also used sturdy bottles or containers in the past. So anything where you can safely kind of lean on, right? So these are mainly meant to bring the floor closer up to us and help us not to use so much strength with our arms. Because remember, I'm still trying to stay away from lifting more than 10 pounds. All right, with that, let's get started. So we'll start seated on our mats. And if sitting on the mat, by the way, you don't even need a mat today. If you don't want to use a mat, a yoga mat, you can do this on a blanket or on a towel. I just would recommend to be somewhere on a carpeted area so that it's a little bit easier on your knees. So if you don't feel comfortable sitting like this on the floor, if this just doesn't feel good on your knees, on your hips, so feel free to take a block, a book, a blanket, or a cushion underneath your buttocks. Okay, so let's all come to a comfortable seat here. Bring your hands down. Rest your palms on your knees. Let your shoulders sink down. See whether you can stack your shoulders over your hips. Lengthen out your neck. And tuck your chin slightly down. Let's just see where we're at today. Let's just check in. How does your body feel this morning? Do you feel any sensations in your legs, in your torso, in your arms, in your shoulders, in your neck, in your head? Just notice any physical sensations that may come up. And as you notice these, take a mental marker. Maybe you feel some tension in some parts of the body. And the mental marker is about maybe taking an extra breath or paying extra attention. If we move into a shape that helps, maybe release that tension. If you feel any strain or pain in the body, make a mental marker to pay extra attentive to that area so that we're not aggravating any strain or any pain. Now let's pay a little bit of attention to our breath. Without changing the breath, just notice the quality of the breath this morning. Without any judgments, just see what you notice. Is your breath deep? Is it shallow? Do you feel it maybe more in your belly or more in your chest? Does the breath feel cooling or heating? Is the frequency fast or slow? Again, just noticing what's going on with the breath. If you've done the yoga practices over the last week, probably my words still ring in your ears. Deep, slow breath in through your nose. Long, slow breath out through your nose. And as we're going through today's practice, that's what we're staying with. So let's try this. Long, deep breath in through your nose. Long breath out through your nose. Take a long breath in through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Breathe out through your nose for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do one more on your own. Breathe in for 4. Hold your breath. Breathe out for 6. And from here, just return to your natural breath, in and out of your nose. So let's move on and see what's going on in our mind. If your mind is like mine, there are always 1,000 thoughts racing, and now after brain surgery, it's even worse. So many things that require my attention, or think they require my attention. Every little external stimuli is causing like a big ripple in my brain. So if your brain is like that, see whether you can create a little space in between those thoughts. those voices, those impressions. Maybe you can allow yourself to set anything that you have on your mind to the side for the next hour or so. Any worry, any stress, anything that you think you may have to do today. Any thoughts that absolutely require your attention, can you allow yourself to just take them and set them on the side of the mat? Can you allow yourself, every time a thought comes in, every time your mind starts to rattle and race, to just take a deep breath in through our nose and a long breath in out through our nose. Every time you take a long deep breath in and you focus on the breath, every time you take a long out breath and focus on that breath, your mind might quiet down a little bit more. I'll open the class with a chant of 3 Oms. If you'd like to join me, bring your hands in front of the heart. Deep inhale. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, now is a good time. And maybe that intention is simply gratitude. Gratitude where I'm at in week 3, how well my healing is going, and how well I'm supported by everybody around me. Maybe your intention is different, whatever it is. Bow your head, pull that intention all the way into your heart space. Take a deep breath in, and then let it go. Bring your head back up, flutter your eyes open, and we begin our practice. Hands come on your knees. We'll start with the neck. Look over to the left. Take a breath here. Look over to the right. Take a breath here. Couple of times back and forth. Sitting up straight with your back up, shoulders over hips. Neck straight, just moving the head left to right. Okay, left ear to left shoulder. This week it feels good for me to add the hand. We're not pushing or pulling, we're simply using the weight of the arm and the hand to release our neck a little bit more. You can take the other hand, put it on the side, can even walk it a little bit back or a little bit forth to find some areas where you might have tension. Take another 3 breaths here, in through your nose, out through your nose. And then release the head and we'll simply go over to the other side. Also here, feel free to add the hand or not. Again, we're not pushing or pulling, we're simply using the weight of the arm to add a little bit to the stretch. You can use your other hand again, put it out to the side, move it to the back, move it to the front, and just see where the area is where you get the nicest stretch on the side of your neck. Another 3 breaths here, in through your nose, out through your nose. And remember, if any thoughts come in, any to-dos, any anxiety, anything that your mind wants to, any direction your mind wants to pull you at, just take a deep breath in and long breath out. Release that neck. We're going to use our nose and draw a line all the way up. This week I can go a little further without getting strange feelings in my head. See how far you can go. And as you move your head up, your nose up, maybe close your lips a little tighter. Bring the jaw a little bit more together and breathe in and out of your nose. With an exhale, nose comes down. See how far you can go with your head, letting it hang. To me, this feels really good this week. And we're just going to move the head up and down a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Up and down. Now if you'd like to introduce a couple of circles with your neck, half circles maybe, or full circles, if there's any place that feels a little tight, just stop there. All right, head comes up back straight. Inhale, we bring our arms overhead, palms joined together. Exhale, hands to your heart, chin to your chest. Inhale, arms up, look up at your hands. Exhale, hands come down, chin to your chest. One more like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart, chin to your chest. We'll reverse the direction. Palms together. Inhale, hands come up, look at it, up at your hands. Flip the palms outside. Arms rain down. Through the middle. Arms up, look up. Hands to the side, bring your chin to your chest. Two more like that. Inhale, arms up. Gaze goes up. Exhale, hands by your side, chin to your chest. One last one. Inhale up, arms up. Hands to your side, chin to your chest. Very good. Inhale, arms overhead. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, twist over to the left. Sit up really tall here. Really doesn't matter how far you go, just make sure you're not pulling or pushing excessively with that hand on your knee. Use your muscles in your torso. And also here you can bring your head in, twisting your head as far as it feels comfortable to the left, and your eyes. Bring them out as far as you want to the left. Bring your arms up overhead with an inhale, and we simply switch sides. Same thing here. Sit up tall. Head goes as far over to the right as it feels comfortable. Eyes go as far to the right as it feels comfortable. Arms come up with an inhale, and we'll move into a side bend. So left hand comes down to the mat, and we're keeping a little bit engagement in that hand. Right arm reaches up and over. We're not dropping the head down. Keep a little bit of engagement in the neck. Keep the head straight. Really stretch all the way from your right hip through the right outside of your body all the way up to the right fingertips. And again, we're not collapsing into the mat here. We're keeping a little tension with that lower arm. So with the next inhale, cactus your arms back. And with your exhale, reach and lengthen over to the side. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, reach. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, reach. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, reach. Inhale, both arms overhead. Switch your legs around. So whichever other leg you had in the back, put it to the front. Inhale, arms up. Hand down, reach up with your left, and over. Same thing here. See whether you can find that long line of energy all the way from your left hip, through the left outside of your body, through your left armpit, all the way up to your left hand, and really reach through those fingers. Not collapsing onto the side here. Keep a little bit of tension into that lower arm. Bring your arm back with an inhale, cactus. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Inhale up. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Inhale up. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Inhale up. One last time. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Both arms overhead. Cactus. Reach. Right arm forward, left arm back. Look to the back. Inhale up. Exhale other side. Look at the back hand. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. Right arm back, left arm forward. Look at the back arm. Inhale, arms up. Other side, look at the back hand. Inhale up and shake it out. Okay, a few more things here and then we'll move on. So we'll do a couple of circles with our upper body. Bring your palms on top of your knees and make those circles as wide as you can. Really bring your chest forward. Use your arms to go all the way back. And reverse the direction. Very good. Bring your right foot in front of the left. So your right leg is staggered to the front. Bring your left hand out to the side. Bring your right hand on top of that right knee and then bend over that left knee. See whether you can keep your collarbone parallel to the floor. You're not going to stay here very long, and if it feels good, feel free to also drop your neck down. Come back up. Switch the legs. Left leg is outside of the right. Palm comes onto that left knee. Right hand comes to the floor. Simply bend over that right knee. Collarbone parallel to the floor. And if it feels good, release the neck. Very nice. Come back up with an inhale. And from here, we'll move to a tabletop position, hands and knees. Bring your blocks nearby. You're going to need them. So bring your shoulders underneath your wrists. Your hips are on top of your knees. Your tops of the feet are flat on the floor. And the first thing I'd like you to do is really press into your hands. Spread those fingers wide. Press into all 10 fingertips. Press into the area where your finger connects to your palm. Press the tops of your feet down. Press your shin down. Keep your neck long and just breathe here. You should feel all of your body engaging. Okay, keep that engagement and we'll start a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So with an inhale, bring your nose up, bring your tailbone up, press your belly down. As you exhale, round the spine, bring the chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone in. Inhale, nose up, tailbone up, press your belly down. Exhale, round the spine, really press into the earth. Round your upper back, mid back, lower back. Tailbone tucked down, chin tucked into the chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. Continue a couple more on your own. Very good. Next, move your hands, one handprint to the front. Gonna do a couple of rounds of dancing lion. So any organic movement feels good on your hips or your shoulders. You can go in circles. You can do figure eights. You can go front and back. Whatever feels good. Just see whether any area where you noticed any tightness at the beginning of the class when we did the body scan, whether you can work through any of that. Change your direction. Do the circle in the other way, to the figure eight in the other way. If you're comfortable, you can even close your eyes. Okay, very good. So we'll come back to tabletop position and we're going to move into a balancing tabletop and we'll add on from there. You will also see this in the physical therapy exercise for week 3. So the first thing we're going to do is bring your right leg to the back, set it down and lift it up. Toes point down. You're only moving your leg up and down. Very good. Now bring your right leg up, toes point down. Neck is nice and long. If this is plenty, stay here. Toes point down, hips are squared. Your right hip is not lifting up. If this feels good and stable, really press through the top of your left foot. Really press into your right hand and lift that left hand up and forward. Stay here. Breathe here. And if this feels good and stable, bring your elbow to your knee. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Now, if this does not feel good and stable, only work with your leg here. Leg goes out. Leg comes in. Inhale, arm and leg long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, exhale. Do a couple more. And then bring your knee down, bring your hand down. This is pretty much an extension of what we practiced in week 1 and 2. Remember the step stool where we stepped up. Remember the chair where we got up and lifted our knee up. These are all extensions of those exercises. We'll move on to the other side, and then we'll move on. So bring your left leg back, lift it up and down a couple of times. And then bring it up. Toes are pointing down, hips are level, and if you feel stable, bring your arm with it. Balancing tabletop. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. Really press the top of the right foot into the floor, left hand into the floor. And if you're feeling stable here, inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Keep going. And remember, if you're not feeling stable here, you can always bring that right hand down and only work with your left leg. Bring that left leg in and out. 2 more. Then we bring that hand back down, knee back down, and we'll take a little bit of a rest here. I give you 2 options. Option 1 is just to sit back on your heels. Hands come into your lap and you close your eyes. Your option 2 is to widen your knees, bring your big toes to touch in the back. Bring your arms forward and down, and you can use a block here. Put your forehead on a block or put it down on the floor. Whichever feels good, better on your body and your head. Take a deep breath in here through your nose. Long breath out through your nose. See how your breath feels. Feel your heartbeat. Check in with your body. Three more breaths here. Make it count. See whether you can relax your body, your breath, and your mind. Then with an inhale, we come back up. If you used any block, set it to the side. We're coming back to tabletop, and we're adding on from here. So, again, make sure your elbows are stacked over your wrists, your shoulders are over your elbows, hips are over your knees, and then bring your right leg to the back, lift it up. If you'd like, bring your left arm forward, lift it up. And you can continue to do what we did in the round before, or you can add on here with me. So the add-on goes like this. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, tap the hand down, tap the foot down. Inhale, up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, out. Exhale, tap. Inhale, up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, out. Exhale, tap. Do 5 more on your own. Keep going, keep the breath going. You can always slow the movements down, you can always take a break. Do 1 more. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. And set the arm down, set the knee down. If you need a break here, take a break. Pause the video, go into a child's pose, sit back on your heels. Take it slow. If you haven't done any exercise for quite a while, this might be very challenging. Also, again, we're using the left and the right hemispheres of the brain at the same time, cross-referencing left and right foot. So this might be hard to stay focused on. So it certainly was for me. We'll move to the other side or take a break. So come back to tabletop. Left knee comes, left leg comes back this time. Bring it up. Right arm comes out. And again, you always have the option to do what we did in the round before. Really press the right top of the foot down here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Up, elbow to knee, out, tap. Do 5 more on your own. You can move as fast or as slow as you'd like. Just make sure your toes point down in the back. Left hip doesn't come up, hips stay level. Really reach with the arm, reach with the foot. Make the tap intentional. Do 1 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, up and back. Choose your resting pose, sitting back on your heels, or the child's pose with or without the block. And again, just check in with your body. Is there any tension? Is there any strain? Is there any pain? This might be a sign that you have to back off a little bit and take it a little slower. Maybe your breath is going a little faster. Maybe your heart rate is a little up. That's all okay. Very good. Come back to tabletop. And we're going to move here into yoga pose called Anjaneyasana. Okay, so bring your left foot forward. You can walk your right knee back as far as it is comfortable. Important here is your left knee is over your left ankle. Press the top of your right foot down in the back. Press your left foot down. Really put pressure from that knee downward onto the foot. Engage your back leg. Engage your buttocks. Bring your lower back up. Maybe you bring your hands to your knees. Maybe you take blocks here and put 1 block on each side. Your legs are working really hard here. Your buttocks are working. Your lower back is engaged. Your front abdominals are engaged. Get your torso engaged and just breathe here. Now, if you're feeling good and stable here, you can bring your arms up. Make sure you don't bring your shoulders up to your ears. Relax them down. Or you can keep your hands on your blocks, whatever feels better here. Very good. Now, bring your hands to your blocks. And we're going to hinge back and forth a couple of times. So we're just bending and straightening that front leg. Now if you don't, you can use the blocks on any height. And if you're very flexible, you might not use the blocks at all. Now we'll sit back to the back. Your left leg is straight. You can first pull the toes towards you. For 2 breaths, a little bit of stretch on the hamstring, and then point the toes away from you for 2 breaths. Gives a little bit sensation. For me, that's a nice stretch in the shin. And if it feels good, you can also release your head down. We come back forward, put the hands on the ground, step the foot to the back. Do a couple of rounds of cat-cow or dancing lion. Whatever feels good here. And then we're moving to the other side. So right foot comes forward. Again, make sure your right knee is over the ankle. Left leg is back. Press the top of the left foot down. engage your leg, squeeze your buttocks, and engage your abdominals and your lower back. Bring your hands up to your knee or to the block, or if it feels good, you can also bring your arms overhead. And just stay here for a couple of breaths. Feel the engagement in your lower body, how your right foot presses down, how the top of your left foot presses down, how your buttocks are working, how your abdominals are working. If you have your arms up, really stretch them up through your fingertips. And just see what's going on in your body. Should feel really good, building strength, building a little bit of heat. Remember, there's always an option to bring the hands down to the blocks if it gets too intense. Okay, now you can keep the blocks or you can put the blocks away. Same thing as before, hinging back and forth on that right leg. Just slow movements, back and forth. And if you can't fully straighten the leg, that's perfectly fine. I couldn't at the beginning. Slow, deliberate movements back and forth. Then we settle in into the back. Again, you can use blocks or not. First, pull your toes back towards your body. Lengthen up maybe halfway. Think of bringing your chest forward rather than down. So see whether you can pull that chest towards that foot. If it feels good, you can also release your neck down. And now for the last couple of breaths, let's point those toes forward. Just giving us a little bit of a different stretch, a little bit of a different sensation. All right, we'll come out of the pose, plant the hands forward, bring the knee back. Push yourself back into a child's pose this time. Knees as wide as your mat, big toes to touch. Arms come forward, head comes down to the floor or to a mat. Relax here. Stay in your child's pose. Check in with your body. Check in with your breath. In your child's pose, lift your head up, walk your hands over to the right. Your knees stay where they are. Bring your head down to the floor or down to a block. You can intensify the stretch by taking your left hand on top of your right. Walk your hands over to the other side, just a little side body stretch here. And back to center. Okay, come back to your tabletop position. And this time we're going to do something we started on the chair last week on the floor. So you bring your right leg out to the side. Feet pointing forward, not out to the side, forward. Your left foot points straight back. Press the top of the foot into the floor. And then come up. This is gate pose. I move a little bit further back so you can see my head. This is gate pose. And in gate pose, we reach our arms up. Right arm comes down. Your stretched out leg. And your other arm comes up and over. Now, important in this pose, put on your back foot, the foot that's pointing backward. Press the top of the foot down. The leg that it's stretched out here. Press that foot into the floor, especially your inner and outer arches. There's no pressure here on the knee. We're not leaning really with this arm. It's more the other arm reaching up and over. Make sure you're not collapsing back here. Keep pressing those hips forward. We're not hanging the head down. We're keeping the head level. Excellent. Now next, Going to bring our arm down here. Press that right leg down. Right arm comes up. And again, if this feels good and stable, bring that leg up. If it doesn't, press the leg down. Your choice here. If you have your leg up, push through the heel, pull the toes towards your face, and just breathe. Right foot comes down, arms come back up, and we come back forward. Gonna do the other side. Left leg comes out to the side, sole of the foot down, toes pointing forward. Come back up. Really press those hips forward. Strengthen out through this leg. Really press this foot down into the mat. For this leg, press the top of the foot into the mat. Inhale, bring your arms up. Left hand slides down, right arm reaches up and over. Breathe here, make sure you're not collapsing back here. Press your hips forward. Keep the legs engaged. Keep the arm engaged. And then bring your right arm down. Left arm comes up. Press the leg into the mat. And then, if you'd like, lift the leg up. Breathe here. Leg comes back down. Arms come up. Bring your hands down. Couple of rounds of tabletop here. Cat and cow or dancing lion. Whatever feels good. I'm going to do a couple of rounds of cat and cow here. Okay. We're going to do this sequence one more time and we're going to add on a little bit. So, right foot comes out to the side. Really plant it down. Arms come up. Right arm slides down. Left arm comes up and over. Left hand down. Now this time your right arm reaches over. Really press that right foot down. Right arm comes up. Put the right leg up if you'd like. And if you'd like to try something to test your balance, you can grab a hold of your right foot with your right arm, kick your hand into the foot, press your hips forward, and pull that foot towards you. This is a pose that takes quite some strength and flexibility. If you're not quite there yet, keep it for later, or just stay here with the extended leg. We'll come back out of the pose. Bring the hands down, and we'll switch over to the other side. Left leg out, arms come up, left arm slides down, right arm reaches up and over. Right arm comes down to the mat, left arm reaches up and over. Press the foot down into the mat, both the top of the right foot as well as the outer edge of the left foot, and reach with that left arm. Then the arm comes up, leg comes up. You can stay here, or you can add this little back bend here. So left hand grabs the top of your left foot. You kick the foot into the hand, you pull the foot towards you, press your hips forward, keep your head level. Let go of the foot, wherever you are. Come back up. Hands down to the mat, leg comes back in. So we're going to add one more pose here, which is a modified warrior 2. If you need a break, pause the video, take a child's pose. And if not, follow me. So, you take your right leg, you put it out to the side, knees over your ankle, toes pointing out this way. For this leg, your lower leg is pointing straight back, top of the foot is pointing down, and your hips are open to the side. I'm going to move around to show you this from the other side, so that you can see what this looks like. So your left foot goes straight back, top of the foot presses into the mat, right foot goes out to the right. Okay? And your heel on this right foot should be aligned with your knee on the left, okay? So you see nicely here, 90-degree angle. Knee is over your ankle, toes are pointing straight out to the side, hips are open to the long side of the mat. So from here, we simply bring our arms out. Focal point is over our right hand, and this is our modified warrior 2. Press your right foot into the mat, top of the left foot into the mat. Hips are strong, engage your buttocks, engage your torso, strong arms, pointing out left and right. Focal point over your right fingers. And then with an inhale, bring your arms up overhead, let them join. Focus goes forward, arms come back down. Focal point over your right hands. Inhale, arms straight up, palms together. Exhale, focal point out. Inhale, arms up, focal point forward. Exhale down, focal point to the right side. So this is our dancing warrior. Make sure that in this pose your arms are level. We don't want to have one arm up or down. We want to make sure our shoulders are relaxed down, not up by our ears. And as we move the focal point. We move our heads left to right. Okay? Very good. Do this as often as you'd like. We'll move over to the other side. So right knee down, right foot perpendicular back to the mat, top of the right foot presses down, left foot comes out, left ankle in line with the right knee, toes pointing out with the side, 90-degree angle here, knee directly over your left ankle. And from here, arms come straight out. Again, make sure your arms are level. Also, we don't want to charge forward this way or backward that way. So your torso is right over your shoulders are right over your hips. Arms are level, not anything like this. And then your gaze goes over your left hand. Press the left foot into the floor, top of the right foot into the floor. Really reach with your hands, drop your shoulders down. And then we'll dance our warrior. Inhale, palms come back together, gaze goes forward. Exhale, gaze to the side. Inhale, forward. Exhale, arms out, gaze to the side. Do a couple more like that on your own. Really move that focal point with moving your arms. Remember those exercises we did where we moved the head and we moved the finger? This is very similar. Just adding on. Do 2 more. And the last one. Inhale, arms up, gaze forward. Exhale, arms stretch out to the side. Hands come back down. And we've reached our cool down. So come to seat on your buttocks. Stretch your legs out long. With an inhale, bring your arms overhead. Point your toes back. Exhale, fold forward. You can round your back. Allow yourself to be wherever you are. You can even release your neck. No need for a straight back here. Just catch a hold of your shins, your ankles, your toes. Allow your head to relax and your upper body to relax. If you'd like to move into a little bit of a gentler version, there's always an option to bring your arms underneath your knees and release your head from there. Whatever feels good. All right, very good. Walk your hands back up. We'll add a figure 4 stretch here. So take your left ankle on top of your right knee. Bring your hands behind you. Bring that right sole of the foot down to the floor. And this might be already enough of a stretch for you. If it is, just stay here. Left knee presses down. If you want to intensify the stretch, walk that foot further in. Sit up as tall as you can. And if you're really flexible, you can also straighten that right leg out. Pull that knee, that shin towards your chest. And just breathe here, wherever you are. Not one is better than the other. Very good. And then we simply switch sides. Right ankle on top of your left knee. Walk that left sole of the foot in. Again, also an option here. Bring that shin closer to your chest. I'll move around here a little bit so you can see this. So you can also be here. Or if it's more comfortable, allow yourself to be here. Adjust the stretch to whatever feels good for you. Very good. Release the legs. Windshield wiper them left to right. And then allow yourself to lay back onto the mat. Just need to take my microphone here and put it to the side. I need a block because lying flat is still not comfortable for me. You can also take a cushion or anything else. If you're comfortable laying flat on your back, please do so and bring the back of your head all the way down onto your mat or onto the floor. As we arrive on the floor, first thing we're going to do is pull your knees into your chest. Bring them back out. Couple of circles with your knees. Maybe go in opposite direction with each knee. Switch your direction. Very good. We're going to do one more exercise here, which is part of the physical therapy for week 2. And for this one, you bring your knees to a 90-degree angle, like this. 90 degree here, 90 degree here. Your arms come up straight. And we're going to lower opposite legs and arms. So bring your right foot down to the mat, your left arm back. Back up. Other side. Left foot down, right arm up. We're not changing the angles here. We're just moving the feet up and down and the opposite arm up and down. Everything else stays the same. Takes me a lot of focus to do this. We're going to do 10. Left leg, right arm, 1. Right leg, left arm. 2. Left leg, right arm. Right leg, left arm. 3. Left leg. Right leg. 4. Left leg, right arm. Right leg, left arm. 5. Left leg. Right leg. 6. 7. Left leg, right arm. Right leg, left arm. 8. Left leg. Right leg. 9. And the last one, left leg, right arm. Right leg, left arm. All right, bring everything down to the mat. Bring your feet hip distance apart, windshield wiper them left to right. And we're going to end with a twist here. So arms come out to a T, knees come back up to a 90-degree angle, and then simply set your knees over to the right. See whether you can keep your left shoulder on the floor. It's a little awkward for me with the neck propped up. If you can remove the block just for a couple of breaths, it will be much better on your spine. Arms come out to T, set the knees over to the other side. Make sure both shoulder blades stay down on the mat. Then bring your knees back to center. Give yourself a light squeeze, knees to your chest. And then stretch your legs out long. for your final Shavasana. Stay here, stretched out long on the floor. I'm going to get up and walk you through a guided relaxation. So get any twists, any fidgets out of the way so you can lay down on your mat as comfortable as you can. If you need a pillow over your head, get that pillow. Let your arms rest by your side. Maybe bring your palms to face down. Let your heels come in. Your toes fall out to the side. And just check in with your body. Like we did at the beginning of class, let's see whether there's anything we can notice in our body. And if there was any place of tightness, of tension, of strain or of pain, just check in and see how it feels after doing this yoga class. So let's bring our attention down to our feet, toes, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, ankles. Our feet worked a lot today. If there's any tension, take a deep breath in through your nose. Long breath out through your nose and see whether you can soften. Attention comes to your shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips as they are resting gently on the floor. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow any tension to melt away. Feel your lower back, mid back and upper back gently resting on the mat. Your chest, lower ribs and abdomen rising and falling with each breath. Take one conscious deep breath in. Feel your chest, your ribs and your abdomen expand. And allow a long breath out till everything sink back towards the mat. Attention comes to your fingers, right hand, left hand, palm of the hand, back of the hand, your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your bicep and tricep, right shoulder and left shoulder. Feel your hands and arms and shoulders get heavy. Take a deep breath in and release any tension down to the mat. Back of your head resting gently on the floor. Sides of your head, top of your head. Just notice any strain, any pain, any tension. And see whether you can soften around it. If you have pain, you can see whether you can find acceptance for it, knowing that it's only temporary. Tension comes to your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out and see whether you can find any small muscles in your face to relax. With your next out breath, let the roof fall from the top of your mouth. Allow your eyes behind your eyelids to relax. And one last time, check in with your breath. How does it feel now in your body? If any thoughts are trying to get hold of you, just tell them to stay on the side of your mat for a little bit longer. Allow yourself to relax. If thoughts come up, if your mind pulls you one direction or the other direction, if you can't seem to focus on something, go back to your breath. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. I'll leave you here in your Shavasana just a little bit longer. Just keep breathing, keep your eyes closed, and relax. If you would like to stay in your Shavasana a little bit longer, feel free to ignore me or pause the video. You can stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you'd like to end the class with me, start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll your ankles and your wrists. Reach your arms all the way up overhead, stretch out long. Draw your knees into your chest. Maybe roll over to your favorite side. Keep your eyes closed and just take a couple of more deep and slow breaths. Maybe you can feel a little bit more peace in your body, mind, and soul. With your eyes closed, press yourself back up to a seated position. As you arrive here in your seat, bring your attention back to what your intention was for this class. Do you remember what your intention was when you began class? Maybe it was gratitude, maybe it was peace, maybe it was something entirely different. Go back to that intention. Bring your hands in front of the heart. Maybe you can carry that intention for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. I'll close the class with one chant of Om and 3 Shantis. Deep inhale. Aum. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste, my amazing friends. I hope this practice worked for you today. As always, feel free to modify, feel free to skip, feel free to add on. Just because I'm in week 3 doesn't mean that you have to do everything I'm doing. Maybe you want to do less, maybe you want to do more. From my heart to yours, I wish you lots of health and healing this week. Keep on practicing. Don't forget the physical therapy and the meditation. With deep gratitude, Namaste.